Welcome into the archives, where we dive into games long forgotten in our Steam libraries to find gems hidden within. Have you ever played Darkwood and thought, if only I could play this game as a Stevie character in space? Well, do I have a game that sort of fits that description? Come join me as we look under the surface of Mars with Subterrain. Let's see what this game has to offer. Subterrain is a top-down survival horror shooter, where we play as a Stevie scientist who left Earth to find a cure for his wife who suffers from Alzheimer's disease, but a very particular strand of it, which supposedly only she has. Due to legal circumstances, he does his research on Mars, where an accident befalls one of his co-workers. Blamed for the accident, you are locked up in prison for I believe a year, after which a transfer, you find out the entire colony is being overrun by strange mutant creatures. So you grab the nearest energy cell and a gun, and find out what the hell happened to try to get off this rock. So let's get into what are the survival aspects of this game. Our Stevie character is named Dr. West. Mr. West has many needs such as food, drink, rest, the occasional bathroom break, needing to stay warm, and apparently the need to breathe. So you'll have to scavenge the base for foods and drinks that will keep you satisfied, and occasionally find a bed to hold up in. Not to mention you have to worry about not getting infected with the mutant virus that has affected everyone else. Not to worry, you're a damn nerd who knows how to operate all the machinery that Mars has to offer. So once you reach the central area of the game and explore its neighboring facilities, you'll have access to various machines that will help you survive this crazy place. Fair warning, however, this game starts in the prison and attempts to teach you how to play as you escape it to make it to Central. Once there, it also tries to teach you about the different facilities you are able to use, but quite frankly, this game's tutorial is not my favorite. It feels like one of those scenes in cartoons where one of the characters just keeps stacking stuff on the other one's hands until it collapses all on top of them. So if you're interested in the game, understand the beginning is a bit of a rough start. There are a couple of good guides on the Steam community hub that I feel like once you get past the tutorial, make for a great primer for the rest of the game. You don't need them, but I would recommend them. So let's get into facilities. You have 5 of them: research, development, mining, farming, and most important, power. From the objects you scavenge and developed, you will research them to make better versions. See, at the start, your development facilities have no blueprints, so you will throw everything that has the researchable tag into the machine. That will create a blueprint for you, which then you will take the rest of the junk you find among Mars and basically throw it into a recycling wood chipper, which will break down things to base materials that the development facilities will build the blueprints. The mining and farming get special materials you need also to develop stronger and better weapons, drugs, armor, and anything else you need. The catch is, these facilities start at level 1, which means they are limited on what they can do at the start. You have to follow journal entries to find upgradable chips to level these machines up, so you can make better gear and eventually build a rocket ship. Except, each branch of these facilities require different upgrade chips, which are scattered across Mars. I believe they go up to level 5 or 6, so that is a crap ton of chips to research. Then build to upgrade your machines. So you'll be put into this loop, wanting to upgrade all your machines because you need level 2 development gear, but need supplies from level 2 miner and farm. Which, once you get that, you need a level 2 researching chip so you can begin researching level 3 gear. All of this doesn't cover the last facility, the power. This is the most important one, as if this thing dies,
you lose! Good day, sir!
Basically, this machine is slowly dying because someone or something has broke it. It has multiple of these power cores that hold a certain amount of charge. You will have to develop and research better cores to replace these ones when they start to get low. As if they get too low, it could have a full-on meltdown, so don't let that happen. This also helps when you get better versions of these cores to allow you to power up more of Mars to keep the infection back. To even travel to new locations, you need to power them up, outside from the nearby 4 facilities. The more you power, the more it drains your cores. Also, powering locations helps you if you have thermal and oxygen generators turned on to keep back the infection. Let's get into the infection, since it's the very reason you have to struggle to survive. The infection is what caused the resident of Mars to become these weird mutant creatures. Unlike moldy bread, which gets all hairy and everything in sunlit and well oxygenated areas, the infection likes it cold and airless. Why? No idea. Essentially, that kind of environment environment helps it spread quicker and helps it mutate faster, which means the longer a place is like that, the more of them will show up, and sometimes even more terrifying ones will spawn forth. So you want to power up Mars and get those thermal and oxygen generators up and running. The catch is, for some reason, the entirety of Mars has been sabotaged to have all the filters broken on those generators that need to be replaced, and all the power stations have been shut down. So you need to give power to an area just to get a train there, then have to explore its entirety just to find, repair, and activate these facilities. Plus, the filters of these places only help slow the infection spread. It's not until the end game, I believe, where you may be able to help stop the spread, which I believe is a choice you have to make, whether or not you want to leave Mars or stop the infection. After a while, the infected will also start trying to go after your generator, so have fun with that, which essentially means playing this game you'll have something I like to call a doom timer. The longer you play and explore, areas will steadily grow worse and worse, with more enemies and more terrifying enemies, which means you need to rapidly try to upgrade your gear so that way you can keep ahead of the doom timer curve. I'm not sure if it's the game over if the infection hits 100%, but you definitely do not want to find out. Once an area gets really bad at 80% infection, it will begin to spread its corruption to neighboring facilities. So it's best when exploring areas to find power stations and the generators to turn them on. Once turned on and with a proper filter, it should slow the infection until you can come back and upgrade the filters, which of course leads to the problem with keeping the power on for these generators to keep working, which means your power will drain quicker, which means you need to get upgrades and supplies to make your cores more efficient. So this game keeps the pressure on you as if there's always something to do. Don't let your facilities be idle if you can help it. Don't let the infection spread quickly. And also keep an eye on your own infection. This little circle on the bottom left hand side shows your infection level. There are pills and stuff to help with the receding of the infection, but can grow over time if you're hit by an enemy or eat and drink contaminated objects. The overall combat and exploration of the game are simple enough. You essentially have three main types of guns and some melee weapons. You'll need to get used to using guns, as melee weapons may be good for sneak attacks in early game. However, once stuff starts to hit the fan, your little baton might as well be a skewer for your own body. Your vision and aiming is limited by a cone rather than giving you a 360-degree vision, unlike a lot of top-down games, which honestly is probably the reason I don't feel strongly about the game as some of its more dedicated fans are. I am not really a big fan on the limited view on a top-down game. If I'm going to do a limited view game, I would prefer a first-person perspective. I understand that limitations of game development not being able to do that due to resources, or the developer just likes this kind of gameplay. Heck, it does a good job at making you be careful about clearing areas, and when you get hit by something you didn't see, it can really make things exciting/terrifying. I just personally don't like it. I know Darkwood did it very well, but even when I played that game, I kind of struggled with it. There are drugs to help with seeing things around you, but they're not good enough for me at least to enjoy it fully. Speaking of drugs, do them in this game, not real life, because drugs in this game are very helpful and do not cause lingering effects. Change Dr. West to Mr. White because we're cooking up in here. You will also have access to grenades and various healing supplies to assist as well. You will be able to move certain environment objects to give you cover as well. Also the ability to dodge and shield based on what you need. So, did I enjoy Subterrain? Admittedly, not at first. It took me a while after the quote-unquote tutorial section before I began to enjoy myself more. The initial reaction of me being excited then being very disappointed in the tutorial really made it hard to continue on. However, as I began exploring and getting supplies I needed to upgrade my facilities, I began seeing why people enjoy this game. The top-down view still bothers me and makes this game for me go from a good to a okay and decent. After playing about over 6 hours and a price tag of $17, do I think the game is worth it? Yes. If you're really into survival games like this and don't mind the limited vision sightline. People play this game for well over 30+ hours to just finish the game. However, a word of caution. Less than 3% of the player base of this game has completed it. Due to the small nature of the game and how it pads its playtime with areas with many levels to it, limited assets such as tiles and music, it can start to feel like a slog after playing a while. So it would seem if you decide to purchase the game, come to it knowing you may not finish it, and just have to enjoy what you do play. If you want to support a small indie developer company, they are attempting to make a second Subterrain, Mines of Titan. So purchasing this game would probably help them if you really like this kind of genre. So maybe give Subterrain a try and let me know what you think. Alright, one of two down. I'm going to try to have the second game review before the end of the month, but no promises, as this one is a lot more of a story game and I want to try to get through it all. So join me next time as I explore another Eldritch horror with a Steve-like character called Call of Cthulhu. Until then, enjoy the archives.